Hello everybody, hey, it's Rob at Old Style Classics Baseball Cards. How you doing? Part 2, last day of the first year of my Old Style Classics Baseball Cards YouTube channel. So this is day 364 according to YouTube, and we're wrapping up this year, the first year, with my favorite pickups, favorite cards that I've picked up over this first year. Not all my favorite cards, because I've obviously have other cards that I've had before, but these are the favorite stuff that I picked up this year. And so the first episode we did my favorite pickups of my Andre Dawson, Danica Patrick, specifically Allen and Ginter cards. So my favorite Allen and Ginter pickups through the year, which is my favorite kind of mainstream card, is Topps Allen and Ginter since it first came out in 2006. Been a huge fan of the original Allen and Ginter, and picked this up a couple weeks ago, an empty hobby box here, just to have, because I like collecting all things Allen and Ginter. And of course my favorite card from that set was the Danica Patrick, and I was chasing her autograph card for 18 years, people, as my grail card, because I had the mini like this and the regular size card for all those years, but I was hunting the mini and I just never could get it. I mean, I wanted to pull it myself, but we'll see if that happens here in a minute. Speaking of her, there she is on old YouTube. But so what we're going to do is, on the first episode, I did my Allen and Ginter favorite cards that I picked up over the year for the most part, which you'll see what I was just talking about in that episode too if you go watch that. And now we're going to do the non-Allen and Ginter favorite cards. Not all of them, but a good most of them, because you know, stuff's scattered around. So I'm going to show you my other favorite cards that I picked up this year, or big cards, or big hits and stuff like that. And so we didn't reach 200 subscribers. Unless it happens tomorrow, we're at 188. So I'm not going to do a contest until I reach that milestone. And at least as far as like a VR or anything like that. But we'll see what I decide to do. So tomorrow will be Minor League Monday, which we may show a minor league card or two, but I have an idea of doing something different to start the year off, the second year of Old Style Classics. But let's do a recap of this year. So thank you all for joining me. Thanks for being a part of my show. So one of the cool things I picked up, I'll just show a few Allen and Ginters, was this micro card that came from a double rip card, and inside the double rip card was a mini rip card, and inside the mini rip card was this micro card. So this perhaps was one of the hardest cards for me to track down this last year. It took me about 6 or 7 months before I finally found one, and so I picked that card up off eBay. So that's pretty cool. Of course, Danica is my favorite card from my favorite set of Topps cards, which is 2006 Allen and Ginter outside of 1987 Topps. And my favorite baseball card probably of all time is my 87 Topps traded Andre Dawson, his first Topps card in a Cubs uniform. But there's that. Alright, I also picked up the Ryan Sandberg Andre Dawson book card. If you want to watch and hear more about that, check out the last episode. And so what we're going to move on to here, people, is some of the bigger cards that I picked up this year. So one of the big chases this year was the Connor Bedard from Upper Deck. So everyone was hunting down his rookie cards and stuff, and I bought one of those tins that has Connor Bedard on the front from, I think this is Series 2. And I pulled a Upper Deck Canvas Program of Excellence Connor Bedard as one of the Canadian. So it's not his Blackhawks rookie card, but that's still out of the first set with his rookie card, and that's a canvas card, so that's was pretty expensive at the time. So I did pull one of the big chase cards that everyone was after this year, which was Connor Bedard. So let's hope he does good. Picked up some other cool stuff from hockey. Some of those Champs minis with Patrick Kane and Jonathan Towles. So that was pretty cool. Alright. Out of Upper Deck Goodwin Champions. We're going to throw this one out there. I pulled the Justin Fields about 6 months ago out of Goodwin Champions, and that's hand number 425. Now, of course, that was a big deal because he was on the Bears still when I picked this card up, but since been traded to Pittsburgh and seems to be doing fine. And it's a inscribed Justin Fields card, so that was super cool. That's the best autograph I ever got out of Upper Deck. And that's out of a 2021 Upper Deck hobby box. I don't know. I think they may have put this in the 2022. Maybe the 2021 got canceled because of some pandemic, and I believe it came in the 2022 hobby box. So they may have been putting some cards that they had intended to do the previous year. I don't know, but there's that. That's cool. Justin Fields. All right, and let me see here, folks. I want to get to some other stuff before I show you some of these other ones here. Alright, since we just showed you the Goodwin, let me stick with that theme here for a minute. So, a couple cards I had a ton of fun with this year, and the presidents would come and visit, like, oh, Bill Clinton, hey, Bob, this is Bill Clinton. And are you about to show one of those cards we like again? This is James Bond. Yeah, Rob. What do you got to show us? Exchange something or other. Let me get on this. This is John F. Kennedy. Rob, are you going to show us those cards again? I sure am, guys. They're talking to me through the NSA device, and they're watching my video live, folks. And we had a ton of fun with the Josephine Scriver card, especially when I was in New Mexico. Unfortunately, when I was in New Mexico, the reason I was there was because last November 7th my mom died, and I started this channel in September. So just 2 months after, no, less than 2 months after starting Old Style Classics baseball cards, my mom died, and I was in New Mexico for her memorial. And did a lot of videos at the in-laws' house, and I just recently had picked up, well, I don't know if it was this particular card, but it was like her base card because I pulled, some blasters, and then I ended up getting her autograph card, and we've had a ton of fun with the presidents and those guys showing the Josephine Scriver card, so it may not be the most valuable one I got, but we got a lot of mileage out of that in videos. So that was a beautiful card. If you want to see her autograph there up close, she'll give you a kiss. Alright, so we had fun with that. Then we also picked up a Erica Husseini card. Oh boy, hey Rob, don't turn that card over. So there you go, Erica Husseini. Surfer card, as we talked about recently. Need to do a surfer card episode. Dagnabbit, Rob, why'd you do that? Yeah, Rob, turn that back over. Okay. Alright, so that's cool. And we also had a lot of fun, and we picked up some of these Danica Patrick cards. Now the other ones I got a little more mileage out of than this. Very similar to those two cards I just showed. But then I did pick up the bikini relic piece here of Danica Patrick from the 2009 swimsuit set. And this is one of the relics. So Danica is one of my PCs. So we're going to set her aside for a minute. Well, and I just picked up from eBay today. We opened this. This is an Alex Rodriguez, and you say that's a different looking Alex Rodriguez. That's because that is from the 2006 Hawaii Trade Conference that Topps was at in February and March, and they gave out some of these 10 card sets. So this is the A-Rod number 2 from that set, and the reason that's important is because that is one of the original Allen & Ginter from Topps. So these are the very first Topps Allen & Ginter's cards that were ever made. They were made before the original sets came out, or even before the card like this Nolan Ryan from the National right there, which was a little later. So the 2006 set that came out, before these cards ever came out, this was the promo for them showing what they were going to do, and then this was the promo that they gave away at the National. So these are the very first Topps Allen & Ginters that they ever printed, was from this set. So I needed one of those to check off my list. And the other promo cards that they did was the original rip card. So they sent a bunch of these Alex Rodriguez rip cards out to hobby shops right before Allen & Ginter came out to have them show customers what a rip card was. So there's two, one unripped, one slightly ripped, and they all came with a Mickey Mantle card inside. And then, so there's that, and that's the cardboard back. So these are the cards that Topps did to get people excited about Allen & Ginter. So, and of course that's based on the original Allen & Ginter, which I picked up my first original Allen & Ginter from 1887 this year. W.M. Muldoon, which he's down here, and then this set here is the original 10 baseball cards mass produced. The first one's ever mass produced. This is a 2006 tribute card because old Cap Hansen's the best from that set of baseball cards, and so that's basically this. What you're seeing on the back is reproduced here, so you can see what the checklist was there. So there's this W.M. Muldoon card right there. So you can see that, but that was cool to me. I want to get myself, obviously, one of the baseball players at least. If I could get this one, that would be the best. Those are thousands of dollars, like really high. But I'd also like to get the Annie Oakley card. So that would be cool. Alright. So that was some pretty neat stuff. Just really quick though, before we get on to some other old stuff, I'm a big fan of oddball and food issue and product issue cards, and one of my favorites is MSA, Michael Schechner and Associates. So this last year I was able to pick up a bunch of their discs, like this one from a wiffle ball, and I also, you know, I love the discs. Let's see, I got some more over here, folks. Sorry about that. And, you know, then I got some of the bigger discs. And so that shows the Michael Schechner and Associates card that they would send out, like a salesman sample to get people to buy and put their product on there. Same thing with the Reggie Jackson. You know, so you get people like Holiday Inn to buy into this stuff. And let's see, like the Isleys, Now, I also, this was the very first baseball card, not this particular one, but I have a copy of this because we used to own a Tasty Freeze. And my very first baseball card that I ever had that I've kept all these years was the Dave Kingman, and I picked that up from when we owned a Tasty Freeze. Oh, that is it right there because it's got the stain on it. So this, people, was my very first card that I ever owned from when I was a little kid. We moved to Albuquerque and had a Tasty Freeze for about 4 years, and I always kept this card because he was a Cub. And of course, I have fond memories of being a Tasty Freeze. And so this last year, I also picked up the complete set of the Tasty Freeze, all 26 of them. I'm just showing you a few here. So I was able to pick that up, so that was cool. That was a lot of fun for me to pick that up. So also I did a bunch of Cracker Jacks and King Bee discs and other stuff that I picked up over this last year. But I'm also a big fan of OBAC, based on the original OBAC cards, and talked about Joe Bauman here, who used to have the baseball record of home runs in a season for any professional, which was 72, until Barry Bonds beat him, and I've talked about that in multiple episodes. And this is the only official card of his that I know exists, is from OBAC, and I showed those multiple times this year if you want to go back and find those. But I was able to pick up a printing plate from TriStar OBAC of the Joe Bauman card. The reason that was important when he set the record was in Roswell, New Mexico. And of course, I grew up in New Mexico, not Roswell, but still, that is super cool. And that goes hand in hand with the original OBAC cards. So I was able to pick, because I knew about these back in 2009 and all then, picked up a bunch. And I haven't got to showing you guys yet, which I will be. And those are in honor of, much like Allen and Ginter, the original OBAC. So I picked this up this year. Really hard to find OBACs. And I was able to pick up my first OBAC. And since then I've been able to pick up a stack of OBACs that are in pretty rough shape. But that's super cool. Stovall from Vernon, which was a little suburb of LA, and the reason they played there was because they sold alcohol when LA didn't. Alright, and so now we're going to get into some of my favorite other old cards. Here's another few. So some of the coolest stuff that I picked up this year, people, just offhand right here from the 1890, and this little cigarette set. And this is my favorite one. There's like 4 baseball cards, baseball theme. These little terrors, the little boys doing boy things. It's called Little Terrors of America, or Terrors of America, the Terrors of America. So I got a bunch of these cards out of somebody had framed at a antique shop, and so there are like 4 baseball themed ones. But this is probably my favorite one. This little kid's kind of like Tom Sawyer, punching the bigger kid, and he's telling him, "Yeah, go hit a fella your own size." So those are super cool tobacco cards, and I believe that's 1890. So I really like that image. That's funny to me. And I also picked up my first T206, which is this Doc Atkins. Baltimore, and that's when they were still minor league. So there's a little minor league Monday on Sunday, but that's T206 from 1910, because it's the 350 subject card, so that's 1910. But my first T206 card. And one of the other ones that I love was the Colgan discs. I got into those, especially after seeing them in Panini Cooperstown 2013. They did like bigger discs like this of Colgan discs, modern player, well, Hall of Famers. So I picked up my first original Colgan disc, and that's also like 1909 or 1910. That's Birch from Brooklyn, and they're super thin people. So I was able to pick that up. And one of my favorites that I picked up this year was the T207 Tex Covington. Now, I'm not a graded person, as you know, but I picked this up because these T207s are just beautiful. I mean, just gorgeous cards. I know everyone loves the T206s, but outside of Allen and Ginter and Crackerjack, those are one of my favorite cards. Just, I love that brown. It's just that classy look. It's like an old baseball glove. Very nostalgic. I love that. From Recruit Little Cigars. Also got the, the triple folder and a T205 as well. But I figured I'll show you these. Beautiful stuff. And just to be in the club, to be part of the club, for all the vintage people, and everyone's big chase is Mickey Mantle. So, like I said, I prefer oddball cards, and I know people are discussing the name oddball again. I don't really care. I like it because it distinguishes product issue cards from mainstream, and I'm fine with that. So that's product issue, and that's mainstream tops. You had to buy these. You bought packs of cards to get these cards. You had to buy cereal to get these cards. So it's product issue. So I picked me up a Mickey Mantle while I was there in New Mexico for my mom's memorial. Rest in peace, Mom. I love you. I miss you. But I picked me up a Mickey Mantle there. And if I was going to get a Mickey Mantle, I was going to get me a product issue one because that's the kind of stuff I like. Now, it's not to say I wouldn't want a Topps or Bowman or something like that, but if I'm going to go out and spend my money on picking one up, I'm going to do the kind that I like first. So there we go. I picked up a Mickey Mantle. And a few other big hits of the year. I did get out of an archive signature series a Juan Soto from 2024 archive signature series 101 buyback autograph Juan Soto card. So that's probably one of the big or more expensive or more valuable hits that I pulled myself this year. I bought one box and I pulled this, and I figured that was the case hit, so I stopped buying them from the LCS's since then. And but yeah, I got a huge one, so that is awesome. A Juan Soto, pretty early one. So 101 Juan Soto, that was a big hit. And as you've seen in my recent episodes, I just pulled a Lionel Messier relic card out of Sports Kings. And that was pretty huge hit from a blaster. And I also bought a hobby box of the Cooperstown from Panini and pulled my first Nolan Ryan autograph as well. Then I also picked up Billy Williams and Ernie Banks, my first autographs from them this year from eBay on those Canadian Club whiskey cards. And yeah, so I got some pretty cool stuff this year. But that's a big one, the Juan Soto there. And then two of my bigger hits from the year that I picked up. One, showing you my two PC people. So Andre Dawson, I did pull 101. I bought a 101 Allen Ginter X Mini 101 silver. So that's super cool. I got the stained glass card. I bought one of the wood 101 short print wood cards from Allen & Ginter. And then I also got these, the red from Allen & Ginter X. So there's the base card, the full size card, the base mini card, the short print mini, and then they have the red and the silver from Allen & Ginter X. I got the 101, the 5 of 5, the 4 of 5, the 2 of 5. Also picked him up on a double rip card along with Cody Bellinger there. So for my PC, that's just the tip of the iceberg of all the Andre Dawson stuff I picked up this year. You know, I picked up the autographs, I picked up his glow-in-the-dark card, I picked up a silk, so on and so forth. Go watch the last episode and you can see all that stuff. And then, of course, people, now Andre Dawson's my main PC card. Allen & Ginter is my main set of cards that I collect other than food issue or product issue and oddball. But my second PC person is Danica Patrick, more specifically to the 2006 Allen & Ginter set. But I do try to pick up Danica Patrick stuff like we showed here. And those are some beautiful cards, people. And from when she was a pop icon and superstar. Yes, beautiful. And like I said, my grail card for the last 18 years has always been the Danica Patrick mini framed autograph card from 2006 Allen & Ginter. A couple months before this, I picked up the 10th anniversary and Danica Patrick 2015 autograph card. And then like a month and a half later, this was up for auction. And I pulled the trigger because I've been wanting this card for almost 20 years. I was never able to pull it myself, opening blasters and packs, and you just can't find that stuff anymore. So I had to get it, and I got it. So now I have to move on to picking up something like Playing Days Ty Cobb card. I need to pick me up a Cracker Jack card from like 1914, and like I said, an original Allen & Ginter baseball player. But there it is. Those are some of my best things that I picked up from the year. But I got a ton of other stuff as well, people. So some super cool cards. Had a super good year picking up stuff. And I want to thank you guys for going on the journey with me on old style classics, baseball, cards, and other hobbies and other stuff. Hey man, we started off doing these episodes off to the side here on this thing, and then doing it on that Fleetwood Mac record little round thing that I had, and the old style patch has gotten a lot of use. So thanks for a good first year, people. I hope you enjoy the kind of stuff that I show. And like I was said in the last episode, even though I didn't reach 200 subscribers, I just got to remember why I'm doing this channel is because people weren't, I mean, people would show this kind of stuff, but people just weren't showing these kind of things. Allen & Ginter, Goodwin Champions, OBAC. They would show occasional discs and stuff, but they wouldn't even talk about it, like what is MSA. So I did a whole run of MSA and what MSA stands for and all the oddball and food issue stuff that people, it's kind of throwaway cards to a lot of people, or most of the people are on YouTube right now are more into vintage and grading stuff. And even though I like that stuff, and I love this stuff as well, these old ones, but this is the kind of stuff I've liked in my lifetime. I love picking up these things from the past, you know, because I'm nostalgic. But I also like the cards that came out during my lifetime, as specifically these kind of weird oddball cards, and then the old-fashioned, old-style cards. And that's why I started this channel. And so I just got to remember that the kind of people that like this stuff, other people aren't showing, so maybe they haven't found my channel. And the people who are on here doing videos aren't into this stuff, and that's fine, that's okay. That's why I started this channel. So hopefully, even if you're not into this kind of stuff, people, if you know anyone who is, send them my way, because just trying to fill that niche that wasn't really hardly represented outside of breakers. And I don't want to see just people breaking cards and not talking about them as much. I'll still watch that stuff, but I like a little more detail. So hey everybody, thanks for the first year, and thank you. I hope you continue to enjoy my stuff. Alright, Rob out.